and welcome to Recipe Rebellion. I'm your culinary rebel priestess, Rachel Lavoni. I kick cookbooks to the curb and make you a confident cook by inviting you to unleash your unruly creativity in the kitchen. Ready to start the rebellion? Let's get to it. Now, as rebels, we love to party, do we not? So the next 3 segments are all about rebellious party pusher snacks. Well, what are party pusher snacks, you say? Well, what you should know about me is that I'm a 3rd generation party fun monster. My dad, Ron Avery, was known back in the day as a party pusher. That's right. And he continues to pass down the party fun monster secrets to me. Now, Dad taught me and my 3 older siblings the ways of rebellion growing up. And then his mom, my grandma Louise, who sadly I never got to meet, taught him the ways of rebellion. And to this day, my dad at 76 stays out later than I do and has a party home base in Las Vegas with my stepmom, whose name just happens to also be Popcorn Barb because of her dance moves on the dance floor. So when I visit them and when I go out dancing with them in Vegas, I'm always begging them around midnight if we could please just go home because it's way past my bedtime. So I am a 3rd generation party fun monster. Now, they have to always close the place down when they're dancing. So when it comes to snacks and your parties, you're gonna need my party pusher popcorn concept, right? To get the party started. Let's get to it. All right, party pusher popcorn, what do you need? You're gonna need endless popped popcorn. So much of it you can't even stand it. You're gonna need something with fat. That's right, us ladies love fat, right? And then you're gonna need your favorite seasonings. Now, what you also need to know about me is most of my culinary creations come from being inspired by experiencing a food that I really love and then making them my own. And that's exactly what this popcorn cooking concept is. This popcorn that I'm making today, it was inspired by a restaurant called The Lark in Santa Barbara that I went to. My in-laws took us out to dinner and they sat us down in this old train that was in this restaurant, this train cart, and then they served this popcorn there, and it was like bursting with flavor. I'd never experienced such a wild, chaotic array of flavors. So I decided to create it, make it my own version, and that is what Recipe Rebellion is all about. So we have our popcorn here, our endless. I already went ahead and popped a whole bunch of popcorn. And what do you need to pop popcorn? Do you need a popcorn machine? No, not in the Recipe Rebellion kitchen. Fancy gadgets are out the door in the Recipe Rebellion kitchen. I want you to cook popcorn. This popcorn I actually cooked in a pressure cooker. So with a little bit of coconut oil at the bottom, and then you pour in the popcorn and you just let it pop. You can use a popcorn machine. You can use any pan will work. You can use a campfire if that's all you have. Whatever it is, just get your popcorn popped already, all right? Now, next thing we're gonna need is a sort of fat. So let me show you what kind of options that you can use, right? Because it's really not popcorn to me unless my fingers are getting greasy and I have to lick it off, right? So I want to show you all kinds of options that you can use for fat. Here's your fat options that you can use. And that's also P-H-A-T, right? You can use butter. You could be a little boring and use butter. I mean, we all use that, right? I like to use coconut oil. You can use olive oil. You can use avocado oil. You can use no oil at all. But for me, I like to use coconut oil in my popcorn. So I've got some melted coconut oil here, and I, of course, like my popcorn hot because I'm usually making this cooking concept when I'm sneaking it into the movie theater because, yes, that's what we do as rebellious culinary students, right? We like to sneak food into places where we're not supposed to have it. So we're going to go ahead and pour the coconut oil or whatever fat you have onto the popcorn. And once you got this going and rocking, now is when you're going to want to put on, you're going to want to be super rebellious with the spices that you use on your popcorn. All right? And I want you to use whatever you have in your kitchen, because that is the essence of Recipe Rebellion, is using whatever you have and making it work for you. So in my popcorn, I like to use salt. I like to use pink Himalayan salt. So let's get a little of that action going on in here. And then I like to use garlic powder, and this was all inspired by that restaurant, the Lark restaurant, where I got this idea. So I added a little bit of garlic powder. It also helps if you're usually like playing music while you're doing this too, you know, or when you're part of the party. You can have people in the kitchen, you know, having a party. Next, Shazam. Who has ever put chili powder in their popcorn? Who does this? I like to put chili powder in mine. Bam. How much do you say? You put as much as you damn well please, because that's the rule in the Recipe Rebellion kitchen, is to put however damn well you please that tastes good. And don't be afraid to just try it out. Smoked paprika in this one. I think I just decided to add this at the last minute. And what I want you to know what it's doing right now, because I just poured the coconut oil all over it, is the seasoning is actually like binding to the coconut oil. So it's really going to be like just yummy, delicious. My secret weapon for popcorn, you're never going to believe this. It's so rebellious. I'm adding vitamin B12. That's right. Did you ever know that vitamin B12 was so rebellious? This is nutritional yeast. And I love to add nutritional yeast for like this cheesy kind of flavor and texture. And it also has a lot of vitamin B12s in it. So this is my secret weapon. The Lark restaurant did not use this, so this was my own invention. There we go. We're going to add that. And I want you to know that it's snacks like these is one of the ways that I lost 60 pounds, when I discovered that there were ways that I could get the foods that I crave the most and do it in a way that's really healthy, because coconut oil has so many healthful properties. There are so many amazing properties. It makes your skin delicious and yummy. It processes much differently in your system and in your body than butter, and so it's much cleaner. So I like to think that I can eat, you know, like 3 times as much, but that's just my philosophy. It's got, strengthens your immune system, coconut oil does. It prevents and cures candida. I mean, it has so many health benefits. And then when you combine it with the nutritional yeast, all of a sudden makes this treat super healthy for you. Okay, so I added chili powder, paprika. Oh, you want to get a little even crazier? Go ahead and add some cayenne. That's right. You want to get really rebellious? I'd add some cayenne pepper. Add some curry to this. Whatever it is you want to do. The last ingredient that I like to use is, I discovered this everything but the bagel sesame blend. Yum. It goes with everything. It just goes on everything. So I'm going to go ahead and add it to this. And how much do we add? However much you damn well please. I like to add a lot, because then when I get down to the bottom, you know, I can actually like lick it up with my fingers. So we're going to go ahead and mix this up with our fingers and get, this is just the fun part too. By the way, this is super easy to make with kids. So if you want to get your kids in the kitchen and get them involved making a snack, I make this at home and our kids love it. They always ask for it now. And it's super fun and it's super rebellious. And then let's try it. Let's give it a try. I don't know if you can see it, but those kernels are like coated with all the seasoning in there. It's so delicious. Yum. Oh my God. Let's see if we can. Oh, you see that? Woo! You just toss everything together and now you finally have a super party pusher snack ready to serve for all your movie nights, covens, or dinner parties. And while Recipe Rebellion doesn't have recipes, so you don't miss out on an opportunity to discover your own creativity. Remember, I want you to follow your own intuition in the kitchen. I give you the concept of how to make something like this popcorn so it can inspire you to create your own version of what you need in your life to keep things rocking and rolling. So it's kind of like a roadmap, if you will, right? I want you guys to stay tuned for the next 2 episodes because Parter Pusher Snacks continue. I'll be making my rebellious caramel sauce without any refined sugars in it. Yum, we should go ahead and put it over the popcorn, right? Then I'm going to unleash my out-of-control ice cream without dairy or refined sugars. Rebellion has never been sweeter than these other 2 concepts coming up. They are must-sees. I'm your culinary rebel priestess, Rachel Lavoni, and I'm wishing you the courage to unleash your confident creative side in the kitchen. Thanks for joining the Recipe Rebellion today, and I will see you next time on the Recipe Rebellion. Here we go. Woo! Maybe.